Hello again, gang. Welcome back. Eb with you as always, and if you're tuning in tonight, you're in for a really cool tale of Queensland mining history. So the origins of the claim that we're about to explore. I'm actually recording this intro before we've done the adventure for the first time ever, but the origins of this mining claim are very interesting. It involves an old fella that was living up in the hills by himself. He followed alluvial gold, or traces of alluvial gold, up a riverbed, and apparently only stopped because it was absolutely infested by deadly Australian snakes, which means we have to be very careful exploring it tomorrow when we head out. But this gentleman didn't like the company of other humans. He lived by himself and enjoyed doing it. He built himself apparently some pretty impressive infrastructure with very basic tools. There's stories of him travelling 20 miles to a very well-known nearby goldfield to steal equipment to sharpen up his chisels and pickaxes. But he had to go into town to sell his gold, and after 2 years of locals trying to follow him into the wilderness, back into the ranges, someone did successfully trail him, and then, as per usual, with these little mini gold rushes, claims were set up all around his claims. And he became very unhappy. Now, the story ends quite sadly. He killed himself, I think only 3 years later. Apparently he filled his little hut that he'd built with his bare hands full of gas and ignited it. And the latter parts of the stories are unclear, but apparently they found 50 ounces of gold around either his remains or the remains of his old site. So quite a sad ending to that one. Now, as far as timeline goes, 1875 to 1878 is when this old fella first headed into the hills to set up his claim by himself. So in terms of the QAM timeline, other than the episode which is titled Queensland's Oldest Hard Rock Mines, I think it was, or Queensland's Oldest Gold Mines or Underground Mines, this is one of the oldest. 1878 officially is the start of this little claim that the old guy had working. So still not going to say where we are. The area is very remote, so we're quite excited at the prospect that the mines will still be open. They are only meant to be very small claims, nothing big, just some smaller adits, a couple of shafts, maybe one incline shaft. But apparently all the equipment is still in there because of the remote nature of this site. So if you like tonight's adventure, make sure you hit subscribe. It's a way you can keep in touch with what's going on the channel, and enjoy tonight's episode. Hello again, gang. Welcome back. Start of another adventure. We are heading into the national park with the tiny little front-wheel drive car. I've got so many noises on this vehicle now. I've blown engine mounts on it, I've blown the front struts on it. Just taking it very easy on this road. It's actually graded really well. But long day. Had to work today, but we decided to book in an adventure today to make the most of the weekend. And also we're just super excited about this site. It sounds amazing. The research indicates that it's going to be a very special spot indeed. So the plan is to about 20 minutes, half an hour to the destination, and set up the swag, hit the trailhead really early tomorrow morning, maybe around about 4:30, 5 o'clock, even if we've got to set off with torches in the morning. We got some photos from only 5 years ago of the place that tell us that most of the equipment is still there. So I'll show you our camp set up, if not tonight then in the morning. And I'll catch up with you guys when we're on the start of the trek. Tomorrow's a big trek. I think it's about 11, 12 Ks. But we've kind of got max equipment with us because we think there's a couple of shafts off the creek bed that may not be flooded. So I think it's about 12, 13 Ks. And I think we've got about 20 Ks worth of gear which we'll divide up between us, excluding water. And super pumped. Tomorrow's going to be awesome. Look forward to sharing it with you guys. Alright, got the swag set up. Sam's got the fire going. Look who showed up out of the blue, lurking in the dark. Said he wouldn't fit it in, too busy from work. So the band is back together. We're off on a mission tomorrow. Alright guys, turned into a bit of a party. Sam's still got the fire cranking. What is that? That's dinner. Baked beans? Chili beans. Right. I'm going to do a firewood run, boys. It's meant to be a nice quiet night. I'm asleep by 9. Oh, look at that. First artifact, mate. Yeah, give that a rev. Spin the dial clockwise. Now it's like a little rotary knob on it. The blue. Look for the blue bit. Yeah, that's it, mate. I think it's getting close to 10 o'clock. I think we're up at 5. No, I can't see any. Well, I can't see any firewood, mate. There's a little bit left of it. Have you got a stash in the bush, have you? What's going on over here, mate? Mate, your tent needs some pegs or something into the ground, and you're filling it full of
up right now.
You're filling it full of carbon monoxide. Do you want my gas meter? Oh, this is my home for the night, guys. Friggin' ultra claustrophobic. It feels like I'm sleeping in a collapsed attic. I'll give you a pan around and see the rest of the tent. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the morning. Can you guys hear that? It's 2 AM. I've only been asleep for 3 hours. Sounds like there's some sort of grizzly bear that's part tranquilized. That's Blake snoring. It's insane. I don't know if I'm getting any sleep. I'm contemplating getting back in my car. Morning, everyone. It's actually a surprisingly good night's sleep. Super cozy in here. And we are a long way west, so it's cold out there. Good morning all, the mission has begun. Sam's already up the top of the ridge line. Gotta be honest, I'm feeling a little bit dusty. Was expecting to have a big day at work. Not one solitary beer and be in bed by 10 o'clock, but I think it was closer to midnight. And apparently I was snoring. Blake was definitely snoring because I recorded it. I think we're a bit tired. That won't stop us today. So the first mine, guys, is just on 3 k's away. It's already getting steep. Let's see him up there. I'll pick this up in a sec. Alright guys, we're making awesome progress. It's not even 7:30 yet. We've picked up on this awesome trail. we've opted not to take the two rivers. There's a river to our south, and there's a bigger river to our north with an old forestry campsite. But we've decided not to follow the creeks, because apparently they are home to many red-bellied black snakes. So we've opted to cut along the ridge, and we're really excited about today to see what the old man was getting up to. So I think in the intro I mentioned, I recorded the intro a couple of days ago, I don't think the claims will be very big today. There's only one sort of semi-established company that came in and did some work. I don't think any of it's been reworked, which is really cool, which means it's all original diggings. But the fact that it was one guy by himself for 3 or 4 years before the others moved in, don't think the working is going to be substantial, but pretty cool nonetheless. It's going to be exciting to find all that equipment as well. So we got 7 mines locked into our GPS. The first one we're 2.5 k's away. Second one we've got to follow a creek bed. That's meant to be one of the bigger workings down to the south. And then around where the battery was, there's another 4 or 5, I guess you'd call them the main workings. And right next to the battery was where old man was set up to live, like a bit of a hermit, before the others found him and ruined his fun. Oh my god. It's getting intense. It's very slow going through this stuff. The first one, we've got to be very careful to try and hit it, because the pitch of the hill down into the creek means we'll be able to get down it, but we're only going to want to come back up at once, that's for sure. Hopefully it doesn't get any thicker than this. Thick bush is okay. We've been trekking through it for ages, but thick lantana is pretty much impassable, and it doesn't really matter what sort of jeans and gear you've got on, you generally get pretty hacked up, and it makes a long day, oh my god, it makes a long day very tough. Oh, that looks better. Push to the north. The north side of the hill looks a bit clearer. Alright guys, 400 metres away from the first mine. One thing I can guarantee is, although we know of a few people have been down to the claims on the creek, a couple of photos we've been sent from previous explorers. The first one we're going to, I don't think anyone's going to bother doing what we're doing. I've sent Blake GPS pins the whole way back up the hill. I reckon he's getting to the first one. I reckon he's going to get to the first one and turn back immediately. He hates scrubby bush like this. You need really good boots. You need good gaiters to make sure you don't get bitten by a snake, and they ought to save your legs. You need really good thick pants that still breathe, and normally gloves. Help protect your hands. Heaps of water. A fellow experienced hiker, and also your exit time, just in case you don't make it back out, because this is quickly turning into a pretty wild trek. We sort of cursed ourselves as soon as we talked about that old forestry road. It just abruptly ended. Here we go, into a clearing. 400 metres for the first mine, so let's start looking for mullock. Alright, on a positive note, it's dropped about 5 degrees, but Sam and I had to resort to, so he's only about 5 metres away, you can barely see him because he's got camo stuff on. We've had to resort to coming off the ridge because it was too hot. We'd go through too much water, so I've opted to do some pretty extreme bush bashing through a little creek that dips into the main river. Just going to put my camera away for this bit, guys. Just want to give you a tiny little update. But yeah, she's turned into a Yet another epic trek. Looks like it does clear up ahead though. All right, we are on the trail. Sam's yelled up ahead that he's found a mullock heap. We found a big steel pipe, iron pipe, and we found this little guy behind us. Check this out. Big timber jammed in there. Does it go? That is collapsed. This actually looks like it's slumped off. And it looks like it keeps going down and under that way. That's all fill. But it means we're on the trail. Something cool. We'll keep exploring. Sam's found a mullock heap. You can see some old timber sitting in the ground here. Really cool. There's an old mine, that one, guys. What's left of it anyway. Alright, we'll keep exploring. Alright, we're definitely on the trail, guys. This one is caved as well. And we just worked out roughly. This might have been where they're pulling the ore out of, because there's mullock down just off to our right. And this maybe punched straight through the little hill and actually came out where we just were. You see someone has stacked up rocks in there, but we wouldn't be going in there anyway because the whole thing is delaminated. Opening up at the top there. Ultra dangerous. So if you go in there and do anything in there, any movement, that whole thing could slab off. So interesting. So we found a pipe, we found a little incline shaft. Definitely found an adit. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about, because of how much effort they've gone to carve this groove through here, I hope this isn't one of the main workings. We'll soon see by the size of the mullock. Alright, I've got to get out of here. I've got to climb up that little hill to get out. Alright, we're getting really close to the river, guys, to see what old man was up to. I believe this is a separate claim. You can see that bank that sort of slopes up there. The mine is just through there. They've sort of dug like a bit of a well in front of it. And that mullock probably used to be a lot larger. It's all sort of washed down through the creek. And they might have had like a little rail and a second tipping site there. So this whole bank along here, in between where my hands are, and then sloping down there, that's all mullock. We've found the river though, where the bigger workings are meant to be. Oh really? Old one. Yeah. Any markings on it? Yeah.
So like there's a tank under there or something?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, correct. There's one little logo on it. That is odd. Whatever's under that is hollow. Hey! Hey! We're at the old battery site, guys. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. There's stuff lying in the bush everywhere. Oh, wow. Oh, this is epic. The old boiler. Wow. If I had to guess, that's the old adit, you reckon?
Oh yeah.
That's Rod. Try not to stand on any of this. Wow. So that is the big gear. That's huge. And that's the cam. So it would have been a 5-head stamp mill. That's the mortar box, isn't it?
Yep.
Lying down. Do you know what that big thing over there is?
Some sort of tank.
Yeah. And that's another mill, isn't it? I forget what they're called. That big thing in the middle spins around. Wow. So it looks like there's a shaft right there, completely flooded. The old boiler and the old compressor. So cool. Definitely have to stop and get some photos here. Let's go up and see this if attic's open. No, nothing. I'd say it's definitely the main drive though, don't you reckon? I'll stop and get some photos, guys. This is an awesome site. And the only reason it's still here is because it's about a 3-hour trek to get in here. Absolutely brutal. Almost everywhere you step. There's old relics in the bush. Just laying around everywhere.
Yeah, well that looks like the actual boiler and the remains of the engine. You can see the crankshaft on the ground there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the actual flywheel. There was a flywheel on this crankshaft and that's it here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Broken off.
So the engine's gone.
Someone's taken all the parts.
Not this, that's too heavy to get out. Oh, the door still opens. Alrighty guys, just pausing the video for one brief second just while I explain what you're about to see here. Now all the equipment that's left at this old battery, the old mill, is actually not what the old man would have been using to process his ore. He would have been crushing it by hand with a very primitive method. I will show you that later in the episode. But this is a fixed steam engine from Roby & Co Engineers, a company based in London. This old girl is an 1877 model and we believe that this battery was still running till 1929. And it's produced between 4 and 50 horsepower. What an awesome relic sitting out there rusting in the bush. Roby & Co Engineers, Lincoln. Alright, so we're just about to start looking for the mines. Give you guys a look at the big main shaft just there. That definitely looks like an adit that's been filled in. But this would have been the cam, would have all been powered by that boiler and the engine. This mortar box would have been standing up on its end like that. You'd hand feed the ore through there, and then to further mill it, went into this. Now we've got a manufacturer still on there, Watson and Denny, patent number 11. Alright, just another quick pause in the video while we marvel at this awesome artifact. Now the ore was processed at this site from 1878 till around about 1929. We've got the 5-head stamper and we've also got this. Now we initially thought it was a Chilean mill. A Chilean mill uses heavy stones or heavy gears, and it basically uses the weight of those in a rotary motion to crush the ore. This is a little bit different. This is something we traced after scouring the internet, and it's traced back to the same era and the same manufacturer. It is called the Wheeler's Gold Pan, or rock crushing pan. A little bit different. It actually uses some metal plates with some ribs on the bottom to actually crush the ore into a fine powder. And look, it's pretty rare for us to find anything topside, let alone a completely intact battery that started all the way back pre-1900. So this is just an awesome site. Now in terms of what the old man was using to crush his ore, he was actually using something extremely primitive. He was using a series of rocks, effectively like a mortar and pestle type. We've mentioned that the ore was very sort of brecciated and very easy to sort of grind up. He was using a series of hammers and a series of stones to grind it into a powder, where no doubt he would have pounded out in the river to recover his gold. Back to the video. And it's made in the foundry in Maryborough. That'd be Maryborough in Victoria, not Maryborough, Fraser Coast. A fair bit of the old mining equipment, the real old stuff, is made in Maryborough, down in Vic. So yeah, we'll already count this as a success. Just walking very carefully not to tread on any bit of tin or any bit of this history left lying on the ground there. Here's the main shaft. Flooded, filled in obviously. Doesn't go down very far. I'll show you. Some pretty gross water down there. Looks like it could go under down there, but not going down there in that mud with the walk back that we've just encountered. Alright, go try and find the mines. Alright, this may have been old man first little house. You can see all this cribbed up rock here. You got more of it just in front of where I'm standing.
And you can see all this rock here is sort of, whoever's done it's built it all up. But we know that his hut was right next to the battery. The battery is just down there. Would have made an absolute racket. And old man really wasn't too well. The one story that I think is on Trove, you can find on Trove, is that he ate too much fruit one night and was in extreme pain the next day. Went down, saw the bloke that was running the battery, running the engine room, and asked for some mercury. They would have used the mercury on the amalgam tables. The amalgam tables would have been sitting out the front of the mortar boxes at the stamper before it went into that little rotary mill. And the guy running the mill said no. He's come back up here, got his revolver out that same night and shot himself in the head and didn't die. Apparently because his skull was so thick and because of what happens with the air pressure inside the gun, they found fragments of the flat bullet in his skin. Obviously the guy was going through some mental hardship. And then it's unclear when, but he filled this shack full of gas, if this was indeed his. Certainly looks like it. Some old iron sitting in the ground. And apparently lit it and it went up like a bomb. That was the end of him, that was the end of the hut. And it was around here, I think after he left, that they found the 50 ounces of gold. Now we're going to try and find his mine. So there's a trail here, there's a trail down the bottom as well, so we're going to follow both of them. There we go. Can't miss those. It's an old one. It's the corner of a claim. Oh, it opens right up in here, doesn't it? Yeah, the whole way down. Is there something in this little ravine? Oh. Oh, there could be one under me. No. Oh, initial thoughts are these are not looking good. Beautiful sights. This is where the main mine would have been, but oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh, Jesus. 10 years too late. Oh, hang on. Hey, look at this. Please don't be collapsed. It's open. I can't smell bats or anything. Could go around to the right. Wow, old timber in there. Chuck the helmet in. Go and have a look. I think it might just end just there where my torch is, but we'll soon find out. Again, guys, these are only meant to be very small mines. And then we've got a little one punching in here. But could dig that one out, because this one looks like it goes a lot further down. I can see some timbers in there, or a muck sheet. Ooh, that could be a goer. We will be back. Still on the snake check. Oh, it's tiny. I don't think it's going to go around to the right. No. That's the face as far as they got. I've got one little bat by himself. Oh, let's see if we can get into some other ones. Some nice old timbers in here. How's she looking?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
There's something like really straight in there, isn't there? I don't think it's like the hanging wall. It looks like it's either a muck sheet or a timber.
Yeah, there's a big timber on the floor.
Yeah.
It looks like it's fallen down.
Alrighty guys, it's been such a huge trek. So it's been a 2-hour pause in the video. I've been digging with my bare hands and I've got it to this stage. So the plan's going to be, I'm going to stick my head in head first to try and get the GoPro to this little gap here. And if something goes wrong, Sam's going to pull me out by my ankles. Whoa. I can't really see what's going on, but I can see the size of the timbering, and it's I think we're gonna have to get in there, man. It's timbered the whole way in. Yeah. If you guys can't see that on the GoPro, guys, that there, and those timbers are like telegraph poles. And there's just one rock just here and one bit of timber just to my left. We can get rid of them. We're in, but Sam's found a tunnel up the hill, and at it we're going to go check that out first. If that's a bust, we're going to come back here, and as long as it's not too dangerous, we'll get in here and have a look. No airflow though, so this one does not link up anywhere. You're skinnier than me. That's timber, that's a rock. If you can just try and undermine that rock, we're in. All right guys, we've got an elongated poking device. That's it, mate. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving. Get it going. Oh, go son. Oh yeah, we're doing it. Oh, it's always been my dream to dig out a mine, and yes, we will leave this in the condition we found it. Again, we haven't told anyone where we are today, but
That rock's wedged in there.
that big boy, I don't think that's an issue.
That's all loose.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. All right. No.
Oh. Broke it.
All right. Pull that out. Oh, dude, that looked amazing. How's she looking? Yeah, it's on. Oh, dude.
It's all caved.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See the size of the lagging though?
Yeah, but really good timbers in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge.
Massive, hey. Can I pass you the GoPro if it's all right, mate? Just try not to, I'm going to put the lens in the palm of your hand, just so you can't possibly scratch the lens. There you go. There you go. All yours. There's another big light on the GoPro itself. Alright, we've marked that one off our list. Digging out an abandoned gold mine. We're going to go up and have a look at this top portal, which, do you want to tell everyone what you think about the size of the mullock, Sambo? It's not little.
Yeah, it goes for at least 60 metres out to the creek. It's probably like 10 metres high at the end.
So how long of a drive would that indicate? Roughly?
Be like, yeah, at least 50 metres.
Alright, giddy up. Oh, we got to see what was in there. I think I mentioned it in my last episode, but if we don't, seems like we might push the limits a little bit. But that little hole would play on our minds for months, if not years. So we pried a couple of the real daggy looking stuff, and really good work on Sam getting his head down in there. I didn't film it, I actually had to grab him on the ankles because he started to slip down the hill. All right, let's go see what's up the top. All right, happy campers after that last one. Wow. What's going on here? Another big tip site off there. And remember, miners always use gravity, so the workings will be further up the hill. That definitely looks suspicious. Thought it may have been a portal poking in there, but Sam's already found one further up the hill. All right, here we go. This one looks like a ripper. Whoa. Jeez. Wow. Wow. Oh wow, it goes down to another level. Yeah. You been down there?
No.
Look at the hanging wall down in there.
Yeah, it's weird looking wall.
You tell me the geology, mate, because last time I was at the Phoenix Reef, I thought it was one enormous fault, and then you go, mate, it's actually two parallel faults. They were actually, when I looked at that footage, the faults are actually about 10 feet apart, which made me look really silly. Cool as that.
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what it is, but it kind of looks like brecciated quartz. See, it's all broken up.
I would have said sandstone, mate. Is that the footwall?
Well,
well, no, because it's the same material.
It looks like it's dipping down this way.
Yeah, yeah.
And
they followed it down.
That's like, yeah, like a metre wide there.
We don't know what they got out of here. Oh, well, old man Jacob got a ton of stuff out, didn't he? They found 50 ounces on his old site. Oh wow, look at the big timber in here. Was that a collapsed stope?
Could be.
Oh wow, well this is already bigger than I thought it was going to be. Does keep going, but I'd say too dangerous because if one of those big boys rolls. It's definitely been tipped in from above though, hasn't it? Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Look at the size of the ore body there.
Someone's had a couple of little digs at it.
But obviously it was no good because they didn't stoke it out.
They didn't stoke it up, but maybe the value is increased in the lower level. Oh, she's soft, isn't it? Oh, so like Sam was saying, guys, it drove down on about a 45-degree angle, dipping down. We're going to chase it down and see what they were doing. Just a little pocket.
Yeah, it's all filled in.
Oh, you're starting to come up above where you just stuck your head in. Like, you're not that far away. You're probably only about 15 metres away.
Oh yeah.
And the direction you're going is the direction of the adit below us. Can you look to your right? Is there another hole, or is it one? Oh, this one hasn't.
Look what I found. A torch out of that old stope.
Oh, so that's from the 1878.
Yep.
I didn't know that company was around then.
Power cell.
Yeah, and JCar's still selling to this day. It's amazing. What do you reckon, man? That goes for a really long way. And look at the, wow, that down there. Oh, it might open up after this little bit.
I reckon they've probably mined it from the bottom and then they backfilled it as they went.
Yeah.
It's probably...
Might just go down to that timber, alright?
Yep.
Oh wow. Wow, man. Hey, just when you come down, stick to your right. Try not to have anything dislodge the little baby ground support to the left, because I think it's actually still doing a lot. Can you see it?
Yeah.
You're good?
Does it go any further?
Yeah, it does. Oh. Wall space only.
You got boards here that are working from?
There's something right down there though, look.
Down
Yeah, oh, your torch is better than mine, yeah.
there? Yeah, well the bats are coming out of there, aren't they?
They are, alright. Yep. Thanks, bud.
Gross.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so... Oh, dude, it's looking pretty gnarly. Hey, this definitely goes to the adit. Look at these timbers just here, to the left.
Yeah, that must be where that collapse I could see is maybe.
Yeah, because that looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Do you think it maybe isn't breathing because we only just dug it? Oh. Oh man.
Can you see?
It goes, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like,
Can you fit through it though?
yep. Do you want to wait there though, just in case?
How's the air?
Very stale. I mean, it's not good if you're claustrophobic. I mean, we're in a claustrophobic area within a claustrophobic area within a claustrophobic area. Ooh.
Yeah, this timber here, this style was totally rotten.
My gut says no now that I'm here. Because this is all, you said it's all like brecciated stuff, isn't it?
How far can you see?
Oh man.
I'll come down. Yeah, it's a bit too narrow, it's a bit risky.
I'm worried about this stuff
Look
here.
at all these loose rocks.
Yeah. Yes. I say abort, yeah?
Yeah, no good.
No good, no good. Alright. Alright gang, we pulled the pin on that one. None of this here is supported. And down there, that little gap down there is probably only about 3 feet across, about 2.5 feet high. But then all of this is unsupported. Up in behind there is all loose rocks as well. So we're not going to find anything. We know that this is a pass that goes down to the adit that Sam stuck his head in, because you'll see this timbering about 10 minutes ago on the video. Same mine. So this is the pass they would have used to truck it out the bottom of the hill. That is all. Still cool. Still cool to see some bats, and still cool to explore old claim. See what he got up to. All right, another one. So I thought I'd just pause for a second, just try and give you guys a bit of a lay of the land. So where we just were was down past that little group of gum trees, down past those little bushes, and we went under, and we got to around about here, and we said, hey, too dangerous. That would be this point just here. So they've chased the vein, obviously drove it out, probably for air, possibly for air, and it keeps going up. And then Sam's found another stope up there, which didn't originally look like an open stope, but it looks like it's collapsed in. So that may go in and go up, but if it does, it's only going to go 10 meters because it's collapsed up there. So normally what would happen is, when they'd find the ore body, they would knock the mine at the top of the hill, and what they'd be doing is going up under the ore body, dropping it down, pulling it out, and they'd continue to go down that same route, same channel, follow the same vein the whole way down the hill. And this is a classic example of it. All right, we're making the call. Stop for lunch. We're not going to keep chasing workings up the hill. I'm going to go have a look at this one, stick my head in. But we have to walk up that. It's like a 490 metre hill. And we've got to go through the creek, which is at 210 metres before we get up to it. So we've got to really start being smart about our energy conservation. Oh, bloody hell. Snake check. It looks like this one is completely collapsed. Yeah, so through that rubble there is where we got to on the little lower workings. Oh, this is indeed just a little pocket. Testing the seam. By the look of this mine, doesn't look like they got anything worthwhile out of here. Cool view looking back out. Alright guys, not looking forward to the trek back, but we better get started. Alright, coming in off the creek. Found another one. This really does look like a snake den. What is that? It's either a snake or a lizard. Look, it can't go far anyway. Shoot down there, the creek's only 10 metres down. So they've followed this seam down. I just don't know what that is, doesn't look very big. I think I'll give that one a miss. We got to keep trekking. The things you see in the creek. That is what's left of a 2-head stamper. Super rare. What part of it is it?
It's like the mortar box.
Oh yeah. Alrighty gang, that's pretty much a wrap. We're not going to record this bit. You guys have seen heaps of hiking episodes. Just found this though. What's a Horton Merchant, Leadenhall Street, London. Huh.
Alrighty guys, last pause in the video. Now we are in the middle of nowhere at this point in time and about to walk up a extremely steep hill, which almost led to us getting heat stroke. And at the bottom of the hill, we found this. Now this is a salting or a jam jar. Now they were actually quite common back in the day, but this was imported from London. And this particular vase dates back to 1849, making it one of the oldest artifacts that we have ever found. And of course, you guys know the drill. We left it right where we found it. Now you also might have picked up there's a little bit of choppy narration. A few days after this explosion, Sam and I gave each other a call and we just mutually agreed because of the historic relevance of this site, we've edited out all of the names. So you probably might pick that up in editing. Some of it's a little bit crude, but we just beep the name out or cut the name out just to make sure that we're not leading people out to this site for two reasons. It's a special site, and reason number two, it's a hell of a trek. So anyone that doesn't have the right equipment and experience in hiking, pretty much going to end up in trouble, especially if you do it on a day that was as warm as when we attempted it. So let's get back to the video.
Back where I found it. I think there might have been a bit of a dump here, maybe part of the township, because there's a couple of bottles. So we'll do a quick video and we're back at the car, guys, just so you know we made it out alive, and that will be a wrap.
What a waste of the bitter ending. With how many beats per minute can I break your heart? But the longer we go, calling out, and the longer we go, just calling out, someone that I know can take the fire. Something I did was right. Just calling out, baby, what you do is gonna be alright. Keep on.
Slight detour on the way home. So we've just sent the drone up, guys. Hopefully we got some good footage. Definitely had some funky settings. My phone kind of freaked out, so hey, we're going to a cliff. Still going. Oi mate, I think we're on the road. Yeah, hey! We're down to the last 1.35 k's, guys. Spirits are high. That was just worth it. I'll definitely put up some disclaimers at the end of this, but yeah guys, don't try that at home. We never endorse going in mines, so we've got to publicly condone it. But anyone watches this and maybe does some research like we did and then finds out where it is, if you're not experienced with GPS equipment, even us, there was a part of the hill back out to the west that was really hot, and we we're starting to worry about sunstroke or heat stroke. I don't think I've ever had it before, but it sounds like Sam has, or he knows a few people that have. He said you start getting some chills and then you shit yourself and die. That wouldn't be good out here. We'd have to get call the chopper in. But this is amazing. Just watching the meters tick off by the 100 now. Hopefully the drone footage is okay, guys. Something went wrong with my phone. You guys know I've had a lot of problems launching the drone with my new phone. And the aperture and the ISO was off, and I couldn't just set it back to auto. Sorry, this is probably terrible footage. Oh, that is a wrap, guys. Cars are there. I'll put up my GPS data. There's a couple of screenshots at the end. Sorry if my mood's gone down a little bit, but man, I'm going to say it, that was actually got a little bit sketchy for a while. We're on a hill facing northwest at about 3 o'clock. Got to like 32, 33 degrees. Water was running low, but we came a different way back because the way down was almost like a little cliff when we're jumping down. But as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Some awesome Queensland mining history that we uncovered and shared with you guys in today's episode. If you appreciate that, chuck us a like. If you want to stay up to date with the channel, hit subscribe. And then you get notified when another episode comes out, which is the first Friday of every month. Until then, guys, this is Eb signing out from Mount. Thanks again for tuning in.